All right. So, can you just explain what you got going on up here in the top screen? I know this is a version of, this is Prince's version of the cloud. But can you just give, explanation of as to what all of this is?
Okay, this is first of all, this is USD JPY. This is the 1 hour chart, and we're above the cloud basically. This is the cloud right here. This is the Ichimoku cloud. For those who don't know, this is the 1 hour chart. So basically, we're above the cloud. So when we're above this cloud right here, we're looking for buy signals. That's all we should really be looking for is buy signals. Now, right here, Candyland gave a signal to buy. Now, with the stock and the accelerator, we're just looking for confirmation before we get in the trade. A lot of people just under the impression that it got to be what they call overbought or oversold to take the trade. That's not what I believe. Because you could be all the way at the top right here, and it could just keep shooting up and up and up and up. You have a lot of people right here won't take an up trade. And that doesn't mean that it won't come down, but it gave the signal right here. It was above the cloud. The white line was above the red line on the stock. All we really concentrating right now with this Candyland is the crosses. It crossed here. The AC was on the top. So that means the momentum was to the top. The momentum was to the top. And then it crossed right here. And it's above the cloud. All three of those things is confirmation that the trade is up. And Candyland gave the signal. Now, the top of this cloud and these fractal channels, we could also use as support. This cloud is just support. So long as it's above this cloud and this cloud is holding up as support, we're just going up. The trade is just a buy.
Okay, so basically, we're just looking for when we get the signal. We're just looking for the confirmation before we get into the trade, meaning that we get the signal and we take a look at both the stock and the accelerator to make sure that they're both going in the same direction.
Yes, for confirmation. And I'm gonna give you another example, right? Where I just put this horizontal line at. Look, we're gonna go back. Each one of these parameters is a day. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going 5 days back.
Okay.
All right. We're under the cloud to a degree right here. The candles are in the cloud. They're not under, they're in the cloud. All right. We got the cross right here. Now, when we go down here, when we look at the stock, we got a cross right here. We got a cross right there going to the upside. But now right here on the accelerator, it's still down, and then it finally comes up. Then a cross, and everything is just up. And it's been up for days. It's been up for days. Now, right here, you probably got a down signal. But you don't have to take every signal, because if we're above the cloud and we're right here and we get our first down signal, let's see how many pips we up at that point. At this point, we up like 90 pips. We're not taking that. And then when we go back, it crossed back again, stock crossed again, accelerated cross to the upside, and then we did another up move. So now here we go again. It crossed again going down. But we up like 45, 50 pips now. We're not taking this down. We're still above the cloud. It crossed back, stock crossed back, accelerator back up. We're going back up. See, the whole point of this Candyland is to try to keep y'all in the trade as long as possible. That's how y'all be seeing me with the 300, 400, 500 pips, 200 pips. It's just a simple thing.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 days right now that you could have possibly been in that trade.
4 days you would have been in that trade. And this is just from the hour chart. And a lot of people are under the impression that you got to be like on the day or the week chart to be in trade for days. That's not necessarily true either, as you can see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So down there, you just showed where your horizontal line is at.
Yes.
You were showing where it first made where it on the stock where it first made its twist or its yeah right there, right?
Yes.
So but below on the accelerator it was still in the red, so we would have waited until it changed on the accelerator as well before we got in. We would have waited to about right there, or would
No, no,
we?
no. You didn't actually have to wait, right? You could. That's better confirmation. But once you see this cross and it's a cloud breakout, I'm break that down too. Once you see that it's a cloud breakout, that's automatically basically like an accelerant. So in this case, once we get this cross and we get this cross, we ain't waiting for this at that moment, but we know that it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
We know that it's coming. It's never going to break out of the cloud. It's never going to, these candles will never break this cloud. And this is going to remain down here. It just won't happen because now all the momentum is to the upside. And basically, this is like a momentum indicator. We going up. So you don't need all right, in short, we don't need all three things in union to take the trade, but we want two out of the three, and the other one is going to follow.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, now let me say this. Let me say this too, though. We're gonna talk about this stock and containing to the candles in the cloud. When this crosses to the upside, we're never looking for a down trade, though. When this stock crosses, we're never looking for a down trade. We're just not. Even when it happens, if this stock is going up and this accelerator is going up, you see how these little candles right here coming down? That's nothing. That's showing you that that's nothing. As long as this is headed up and this is headed up, this is not coming down for long at all. Now you're going to see when this cross coming down now you start seeing the red candles.
Mm-hmm.
Now the AC is to the downside. There's little momentum. It's not really much because we still above the cloud.
So would your recommendation be if we got in back there on, whatever day that was back there, would your recommendation be to take it, just to stay in it until we see a reversal?
Yeah, all right. This is what I would do, right? And this is what I suggest that y'all guys do. When we got in right here, when it first broke the cloud, we're not even really thinking about getting out of this until it breaks through the cloud on this side. Because at this point, from here to there, we up 100 and something pips.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if we go from here, let's say it breaks out over here. You still at 80 something pips. It's still profit. It's still good profit. So you're not even in a threat to get out, even when the lines cross. Because our backbone of this whole Candyland is the cloud.
Okay.
This is our backbone right here, guys. Right here. As long as it's not breaking through this cloud, we staying up. And that's how you're going to stay in the trade. I'm going to make this thing Candyland. It's something that's real simplistic. It's not rocket science. I'm not going to be hitting y'all with a whole bunch of mathematical probabilities and equations. It's not about that. I'm not trying to dazzle y'all with fancy words. It's about this cloud. This is our major support. These lines, they're just guiding us. The candles, they're just guiding us. But once we broke out right here, we staying in until we really getting out of it, until we start breaking through the other side of this cloud. And just like right here, we're going to go over here. It broke out here. And look, when it broke out here, the stock was super low right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not all into that oversold, overbought. We all the way down here. Accelerators down, but we broke out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days before it broke out the other way.
Lots of pips. How many pips was that? My God.
Oh, yeah. That was a nice amount of pips. That was hundreds and hundreds of pips, no question. all the way to here. Yeah.
Wow.
That was over 200 pips. One simple move, one break of the cloud, and then we know we just talked about this trade, and then we took it back up this way.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically in two different trades, we had like 400 or 500 pips from two different trades. It's just two breaks of the cloud. We can see it, and this is on the hour chart. One break of the cloud here, all our signals is right, and then another break of the cloud here, and now we right here.
So, wow, that is powerful.
And this is only the 1 hour chart. As we go up higher time frames, there's going to be more pips and clearer moves.
Okay. So the signal, we get that signal. And once we get it and we have at least two confirmations, just two out of the three, we can take the trade. But does it matter? Let's say I get the signal. I don't get it. I don't notice the signal for an hour or so. Okay. Is there a point where I should not get into the trade? You know, I mean, how do I gauge when I should get in that trade if I don't take the signal immediately when the system gives it to me?
See, now I would probably suggest that you go on a lower time frame and get another signal in the same direction and get in. Because when the signal first happened, you should definitely try to get in the trade immediately. Because the entry is key. Entry is key. If you get in 30 pips later and that next candle start retracing, then it's going to look like the signal fell.
Mm-hmm.
So I would suggest you get in as soon as the signal. Now, I'll show you another way you'll be able to get in a trade if you miss the signal. There's still another way, to get in the trade.
Well, for example, right now, I don't know when you got this signal, this buy, but price is already moving up. So what would you do here?
Okay, now, all right, in a case like this. All right, we're going to just use the fractal channels right here. All right, this is the fractal channel. Right. If you can see it, hey, go to fractal channels. They're all right here. These whites are fractal channels. The reds are fractal channels. Or we could use the lines. There's different ways to do it. And all right, in this case, we're going to use these lines. For y'all who don't know, these lines is like the high. I'll put a horizontal line right at these two lines, which is like the high. The next time I'm trying to get in this trade, I need this line to break the high. Not even the candles, just the line.
You mean like the wick?
No, I don't even mean the wick of the candle. I mean this actual white line.
Okay, the white line to break the high. Oh, okay.
See, now.
Got it. Okay.
This white line, that's why I don't even want to call it an average. I just want to call it a line because the way that I got it constructed, it moves different. It's not like a regular average. I ain't using it like no regular average because these lines make highs.
Mm-hmm.
So this line right here made this high. Now, this is a little more advanced, but for some of the traders that, at this level, they'll understand what I'm saying. And for those who don't, I'll make it super simple. These lines, once they come to points, they're making highs. You put a horizontal line right there. See, at these two high points right here, look what happened. It started dipping.
Mm-hmm.
The white line is coming back up. Look, it's starting to dip a little bit here now. But this is the high. It seems like it's not going to break it at this point. Now, when you come back down, you look at the stock, it turns here. It seems like it's turning. The momentum is coming to the downside. Then you're going to see maybe a down move. But you'll see the signal because it's going to cross. You'll see the signal.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just letting you know if this white line breaks these highs right here, boom, that's a buy. We're getting right back in there. That's if you miss the signal.
Okay. All right. So it just in other words, what you're saying is that line can cross that horizontal line. Your, let's call it whatever, your signal line,
Yes.
your white signal line there. It can cross the horizontal line, and the candles might not be there yet, but you can still take that buy.
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay.
And you still take that buy. And we're gonna
Okay.
get all into that at a later date about the candles and how the candles function. I'm basically now just trying to give y'all the simplicity of Candyland, what the lines represent, what the cloud represents, but we're gonna get into everything.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me think. Is there anything else?
Oh wait,
Um,
all right here. Let me give you guys this. Let me give you guys this too. All right, we're gonna take it right here. Just in case in this scenario right here, when we talk about when it broke out the cloud. If
mhm.
you missed this, if you had missed this signal, our next move would have been now the break of this fractal. Then we back in the trade. Because that's also a part of this. We'll get into that too. The break in the fractal breaks. Those are trades too. When it breaks these channels, because this is all just resistance. This Candyland basically is all support and resistance in a nutshell, and y'all gonna see that. So when it broke through this fractal channel, which is another resistance zone, it just kept going.
Okay. I think maybe we'll have to find a link or something so that they can get your fractal channel, because it's not on the template. So I know that, folks will probably be asking about that.
Oh, that is correct. And they're right in the MT4. We'll show you guys where you can go get in there free. You can go right down in the MT4 in the market and put in a fractal channel.
Okay. Oh, I know what the question I had too. Once you see the signal and you're ready to get into the trade, once you get into the trade, what about stops and take profits?
Good question. Good question. Okay. In this scenario right here, just say we would have took this buy. We take this buy. We put in our stop behind the cloud. If y'all got the fractal channels already, we're putting it behind the fractal. But if you don't got the fractal channels at this point, if you taking this trade right here, we want to go behind the cloud because this is our biggest resistance. So behind this cloud, if you like to have your stop a little tight, you might want to put it here behind the cloud. You want to give your trade a little more room to breathe, you can put it here behind the cloud. Now, I don't know you guys risk reward, but basing on your risk reward, y'all know what that is. You put it behind those resistance levels that you can afford. Y'all follow what I'm saying. I don't know nobody's financial situation. Everybody got, their own different risk reward. But we always want to put our stop behind a resistance level, not just 10 pips. Some people say, I just put my stop 10 pips. No, we got to put these stops behind resistance levels. And just like I said, now, if you can't use the cloud, these lines, like I told you, any points, those are resistance levels. So this is another resistance level here. So we could have put it here or anywhere behind this cloud. Always put your stops behind resistance levels and don't make them too tight. Give your trade time to breathe. Because banks ain't trying to target your little stop loss. You're hugging it. They don't even know you guys exist. They don't even know I exist. No one is targeting you. Let's get that out your mind. Put your stop behind a resistance level and give your trade room to breathe. You'll never get 400 or 500 pip trade and your stop loss is 20 pips. It's not going to happen.
Right. You're saying use strategic spots, and that is behind support or resistance, always on the other side.
Yes, always behind some resistance. Now, don't get me wrong. If you would have took the trade, just say right here, your resistance is right here. So it could be tight, but it makes sense to be tight because it's behind a major resistance level. It's not just, like I said, put my stop 10 pips every time. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
So always put your stop behind resistance levels and give your trade room to breathe.
Okay. All right. That's for the stops. But what about now for take profit?
Okay. Now look, we're going to do this. Now, say this is the hour chart. What's this is the hour chart. Hold on, guys. we're gonna go, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna bring another chart in, I'm gonna show them, you could go up a time frame. So if you're trading just say on the 1 hour, you could go up to the 4 hour, and we're gonna put all the potential targets. You know, I gotta always make my stuff Candyland.
Yeah. If you got another chart on, I'm not seeing that. Just the same one that.
No, I'm about to drag it in right now.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's the same USD JPY, right? But I just took it up to the 4 hour chart now.
Okay.
So now we can start looking, we can start seeing potential targets. Now look, this is simple stuff, guys, right here. These flat surfaces of the cloud, these are all resistance levels and potential targets. Now I tell you, when this line makes a point, that's a resistance level. Now check this out. It made a point basically right at the flat part of the cloud. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So this would be a target. If this breaks out of the cloud, this is your second target. It gets past here, we going up here. This is our third target. Now let me bring that back. These flat parts of the cloud, all of these flat parts of the cloud, these are all resistance and support levels. These are all targets. That'll be the first one. You don't got to crowd your chart up with a whole bunch of lines. That's the second one. I'm just using this so you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go up here, top of the cloud, and that's the third one. And if you break that, it's so on and so forth. And it's this vice versa going down.
Okay. All right.
Those are your potential targets. So if you're on the 1 hour, you can go to the 4 hour. We're looking for flat surfaces. And then you bring it back to the 1 hour, and you will see where all your targets are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Every time you break through one of these levels, you use it as support, and you just keep going. You just keep riding it. And that's all I do. Just like if we'd have got in, look, it's the same thing. It broke the cloud here. Stock cross. The momentum from the oscillator came up on the AC. Now look, it just stayed above the cloud. That's all we're looking for now. We ain't even looking at this now. We just look, it's above the cloud. As long as it's above the cloud, it came in, it didn't break it. Still above the cloud. We still in. Here we go, first break. Gotta get this stuff off of here.
These some heck of a rides.
Yeah, and
rides to get on. Mm-hmm.
Let's just move it around. We just go generically anywhere. Here we go again. It crossed, broke the cloud. You would have got the signal. Stock cross, accelerated to the downside. We're under the cloud. That's all we care about now. Coming down. These is days. This is 4 hour chart. Came up like it was gonna break it. Stock cross, oscillated to the bottom. We still under the cloud. It's coming. It's hitting the cloud. Cloud is giving us all the resistance we need. Still going down.
Well, wait a minute. Can you go back a little bit because it broke through the cloud right to the left.
Here.
To your left.
Where we at? Here?
Yeah. So would you?
I wouldn't have got out here because you know why? This is why we're not getting out. Because when we got in all the way up here.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, guys. So at this, hold on, let me get that back there. When it broke right here, we came from here already. So we 300 pips up already.
You say stay in, just ride.
And you know why we're gonna ride? Because now one of the principles is if it breaks the cloud, we could get out. But now you're gonna see if you got your fractal channels in, or even if you don't. My same principles. Here we go. It came up here. What it did? It made a resistance level. I tell you, any of these flat surfaces, any points on it on this white line, is also resistance. So when it came up and made that resistance, everything from there just dropped. So now the stock dropped both times, accelerated drop. We back into the cloud. We already up 300 pips. Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep it going.
Ride it.
We just riding it now at this point. And we just down, and our first major break is right here. And it's really that simple. And that's how we getting all the pips. Candyland is a simple thing. It is no, we ain't bust out no Fibonacci, Liberace, no disrespect to that. There's no 50, there's no 200. We don't need none of that. All we need is this system right here. And we follow it, we gonna win. And now, let's just any more questions, just act away. And this is just brief. We're gonna do this on a regular basis, guys. So I know y'all gonna have a lot more questions when y'all see this posted in the group, but we're gonna do this on a regular basis. And whatever questions you guys got, y'all post it in the comments and we'll deal with that in the next video. It's that simple. I just want y'all to know we're a community and we're gonna keep doing this. It's all right, even in this case right here, let's just do this. It crossed right here, right? It crossed. The stock's crossed, it's coming up. The momentum is to the upside. If we would have got in right here, this is a resistance level. We know that. We could have put a stop loss here. And now, judging by what y'all know now, our target. This could have been a target. This could have been a target. All flat surfaces are major resistance levels. Look at this flat surface right here. And look what happened here. Right there, right at the resistance level.
So I'm just writing down some stuff here. So basically, if the white line is below the red, that's a sell. If it's above, then it's all buy.
It's a buy.
But it also has to be price needs to be either totally above or below the cloud as well. Correct.
In the beginning. Now, once you get a little more experience and you see how this system works, like right here, this is a counter trend trade. We know that because the momentum we above the cloud. But now with some experienced trader could take this. A non-experienced trader, maybe after it breaks through the cloud. But the signal is going to be there. So even if you're if you don't have a lot of experience with trading, the signal is going to guide you because you are going to get the signal here. You're going to see that the stock cross here and the momentum from the AC is to the bottom. So all the signs is there to take the trade, but it is above the cloud. So if you wanted to be safe, you could wait. But you have the option. You don't have to take every signal.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Speaking of signals. So once you apply Candyland to your chart, whatever time frame you're on, is that the only signal I'm going to get for that time frame? Or would it give me all time frames for that one pair?
No, it's going to give you the time frame that it's on. If you're on the hour chart, you're getting hour signals. If you're on a 15-minute chart, you're getting 15-minute signals. You're on a day chart, you're getting day signals, and so on and so forth. So if you're on a 4-hour chart, you ain't getting no signal on the 5-minute, the 15-minute, or the hour. The chart that you're on, that's where the signal is going to come from.
Okay.
Whatever time frame you're on.
So a new person starting out, just getting this, what would you recommend? They just, start with a couple of pairs and a couple of time frames, or what?
Well, the lower the time frame, the more signals and the more mixed signals. When you're on a lower time frame, I would still take the signals. It's going to be a lot of mixed signals, but you go to the principles of the cloud definitely when you're on a lower time frame. If you're above the cloud, let's look for up signals. If you're under the cloud, let's look for down signals. Because there's going to be too many signals on them lower time frames, up, down, up, down. So you need to narrow that down as much as possible. So if you're above the cloud, we want to get an up signal. If you're under the cloud, we want a down signal. When you definitely on a lower time frame. Because right here, we're on a 4-hour time frame. These counters, trend trade, they're so clean and clear, you see them easily.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a 5 minute, this would be all over the place.